edge, and it won't. It will look very nice and purposeful. All right, so let's go ahead with some designer basics right here. We're going to talk about some toolbars, the grid, photo boxes, shape boxes, text boxes, things like that. So let's go ahead and let's go to this other page right here where we're going to talk about some of the toolbar functions right here. So first we have your file right here. A file is where you will click to save your page. So here we just save the page. We have other saves right here, but we're going to talk about that here shortly. We have a practice page, so if you ever want to practice something or test something out, you can click that, give it a name, and then it will give you like a practice page right here. This is a completely blank page. This is separate from your pages in your yearbook. So if you want to try something, do you want to test what something might look like without putting everything on there, then having to delete it or whatever? So you can test it right out right here. Then once you're done, you can always go back into your book right here just by clicking on pages. You can just click on any one of these pages to get started. And then if you ever want to go back to that practice page, we could just do a new practice page or whatever. So right here is view PDF. As you saw, you can view this page as a PDF. At any time you want to take a look at it and see what it looks like. For any reason you need to print this page, to get it to look like this, what you'll have to do is go to Scale, Fit to Printable Area. If you have it on default, what you'll see is here on the left and at the bottom, you're missing some of the size of that page. That's because this page is not quite 8.5 by 11. It's a little bit larger. So that's why we would tell people to fit to printable area, and now you can see the whole entire page. So let's go over here to edit. Under edit, we have undo and redo. We also have that right here. So if we move this, we can see undo, and then we can see redo. We got the arrows right here, and we also have that uh, right here under edit. Of course, your traditional cut, copy, and paste, and delete. The delete is also right here, this little trash can. So if I click that, I can delete that image. I can also use the keyboard shortcut of copy and then Control C, Control V. If you're a PC, if you're a Mac, I believe it's Command. Then we have change backgrounds, and I'll show you backgrounds here a little bit later. I have a whole section on that. And then here you can run spelling. Now I will advise that the spelling is not the most robust. It's not going to find the 3 different theirs. It's not going to, it may tell you that a name is misspelled even though it's correct because it doesn't understand that some names have different spellings or different stuff like that. So we highly encourage, and we will tell you this again in the next webinar, we highly encourage you to read everything that is all the text that's on your book before you move on, including student names. So here we have the select right here. So you can select certain things. So let's say I just want to select the images. So I can select all the images. Or if I want to select all the shapes. So I can select all the shapes. Let's say I just want to remove all the shapes off my pages. So I can select them and then just hit delete on my keyboard. So in this case, I just want to delete all the images, start all over. Select all the images, push delete, and I can delete all the images off my page right there. Document preferences right here. This is where you could find some of your different preferences. Typically, I just leave those alone. Right here, you have like hide ruler, hide page margin. I would leave those alone. Grid lines right here. The only one you need to worry about is clearing your grid lines, and you can find your grid lines here underneath your ruler. So right here, you will see my cursor turns it from a single arrow to a 4-way arrow. If you click and hold right here on the ruler, you can actually pull down a guide bar. So you can put that guide bar right here, move over to the other one, move that guide bar all the way over right here, and you can kind of set up a way to help align your images that way. Then to get rid of those, yeah, those will not print, so don't worry about those just being on your page. But for any reason you want to get rid of them, this is where you would come to view, grid lines, clear grid lines, and then just clear all right here. So then you can just get rid of them. Here you can zoom in and then zoom out. Those can also be found right up here. Each number right here will be different for everybody, just because of your screen resolution. Like for me, my zoom is 89. Yours may be 70 or maybe 65 or something like that. It all depends on your screen and your screen resolution. All right. So right here we have probably one of the more important ones. If you ever have staff and you assigned like a student A to the left page, student B to the right page, and they're ever working on the book together, sometimes you may run into what we call a save conflict error. So what that is if student one saves first, student B now has to save all their work as a template. And this is because whoever moves something or saves something on a page first takes ownership of the page. So to avoid that, you can't come up to view and then have both of them click single page. Now the page is a single page, so student one can work on their page independently and student two can work on their page independently, so they don't have to worry about each other. They don't have to worry about any save conflicts or anything like that. Next is arrange. Here we have the, if I go ahead and select that, here we have lock, unlock. So you can lock that that picture right there and it won't move. If you need to unlock it, just go back to lock, unlock, and then just unlock all. We can also, uh, uh, just a minute here, I'm going to highlight that one, and that one. We go over to arrange and we can group these images right here. So then you can move that group of images around. If we need to ungroup them, we can go back to arrange and of course ungroup. There's also two icons over here. One is group and one is ungroup. So there's some additional icons over here that you can do as well. Um, then right here we have, of course, the horizontal, vertical moving. So we can move these to the top, move them to the left, center, whatever. The only thing we don't have is even distribution. So I can't evenly distribute these images because we don't have it, and we've been asking for it, but we just don't have it. So if you have an image, something like this, you want to move this image that I currently have selected above this image. All we have to do is go to arrange, arrange again, and then just like bring to front or bring forward. Bring forward does one at a time, bring to front does the whole thing. So one thing to understand when you're doing this is think of it as like, best thing to say would be layers of a cake. So as you put images on here, you're putting in layers on top of layers on top of layers. So if you need an image brought up a couple of layers, then you just do, you can click on one, go to arrange, and then come up here and just bring forward. That'll bring it forward one, bring forward again. So you can kind of see it moved just a little bit forward. So then of course, like I said, your undo and redo, your spell check is right here. Your print preview, this is the same print preview that I showed you earlier right here. Virtual book, so you can actually view your book virtually. So you can come over here and actually start viewing your book. And if you're viewing something and you see like something needs to be changed, you can click on edit right here. And it'll actually bring you back to that page you were just on to edit. Right. And then right here is your page. So you can go back a page, forward a page, or you click this down and go to any page you want. Now let's talk about these right here on the sides. The first one is your page. So you can click on the page instead of having to go back to plan and page ladder and then scrolling to the page that you want, clicking on it, and then going to that page. Here you can just go from page to page right there. So just a little bit quicker moving, navigating your book. Next is design, and we'll get to more of this here in a minute. The design will have all your templates, and we'll talk about templates and we'll talk about a few other things um, as we go under this tab. Images, you will see all your activity images right here, all the folders. If you don't see them, all you have to do is click this little arrow right here next to activities, and then you will see all your subfolders. You could also have your access to your portraits right here. So just in case you want to pull over like just a teacher photo, you could pull over just a teacher photo if you want. So let me go back to my activities. There we go. And then we have art, text, flow. We talked about flow in the last webinar, and then your history. So let's go ahead. Let's go back up to art, and then we're going to talk about different parts of this right here. So the first one is your image frames. So anytime you want an image frame, and basically what it is a holder for your images to fall into. Um, Also, by the way, when you put an image on the page, it also creates its own image frame as well. But these image frames right here, you could design something if you want. You could put it on the page, and say you want to design this one just for like a teacher image right here. So you could put like the teacher image right there. There are different shapes as well if you want to do different shapes. Um, you could do something like this. You put a little circle right here, and then uh, just kind of create something on your own if you want. So next is shapes. So shapes let you do a lot of different things. We'll bring over to boxes right here. So we'd say we want two boxes right here. With the shape boxes, you could use these as like little accent pieces or little breaks between um, these the image frames right here. Now you don't have to leave them just these plain gray color or whatever. There's a toolbar that opens up at the top of the page. And then here to the side, you will see color. And then you can select whatever color you want to make these. Now here at the top right here, it says used on page. This will be every color that's currently used on the page right here. But we have a vast library right here of just different colors. So you can select whatever you want and put it right here. And then you can come over here and select another color. We can put a shape box uh, around here, right here. And then with that, you can also come over here and you'll see a 1, and that is the size. So you can bump that up any size that you want. Currently, there's a solid line, dotted line, or a dash. And so you can change that up. Oh, so this is just something colorful that you could do right here as well. You can also put these like right up here and stretch that across the page. I'm going to go back up here and then I'm going to uh, send that backward right there. Right, and I'm going to put that right there. Maybe move that over just a little bit. All right, so I'm going to do something like that. Maybe move this down a little bit. There we go. And then let's talk about text boxes. So right here are your text box, and here you will have different styles of text right here. So we're going to grab one, we're going to click and hold, drag it over to the page. And this is just the box right here. So we're going to resize this box right here, and I'm going to maybe bring another one over here. You know what? When we talk about clip art, I'm going to save this little spot for clip art. So right here, when we click on this, we can see different options right here. One is your font. So we can change the font style right here. We can change the size of the font. We can also change the font color. Now right here, we'll just put a stroke line around the box itself. And then right here, we'll have like bold, italic, underline. So right now, depending on the font too, just uh, before we continue on, but depending on the font, may have the option of a bold, italic, or an underline. Um, then here you can switch between, do you want it all uppercase, all uh, current case what it is right here, that's just capital letter and then lower cases. So you can change all that here. You can change the alignment. So you can always make it like the center, or you can change it to a left justified, right justified. All right. And then you can also change the transparency. One thing you can do is add a little bit of a shadow or maybe a little bit of a glow to it. So if you want to do a little shadow, you can select a different color, and then you can change the distance. That's how far. Here, let me get a little bit closer here. There we go. So that's how far the shadow is away from the actual item or the actual text. And then here we have the degree. That's just where kind of where like the shadow or the light is casting a shadow on the text. The occupancy is just dark, how solid do you want the coloring, or how much of a fade do you want on it, all that. And of course, the blur just makes it look. Can you read it, or is it time to see the eye doctor? So right, and then the glow just adds a glow to around all the letters right here. So you can change the occupancy, change the amount of blur right there. So you can add just like a little bit of a glow to it. Right. So let's go ahead. All right. So once you're done with that, and to use the text box, all you have to do is double click right there and just give it a name and type over. Now, one special feature about the text box right here, there is this little box right here, and you can actually click and hold this little box and drag it right here. This will let you continue to whatever you're typing right here. You can actually continue that text maybe down here a little bit, and then you can also drag another one. So if you want to continue your text right here, so if you want to start your text maybe here on the left page, put a little bit here on the bottom of the left, maybe in the middle of the right page, so you can kind of keep that text going without adding additional text boxes, and then reformatting those text boxes to what you just had. So you can just continue your text right here. All right, so let's talk about templates, and we're going to go over here. And I want to use the blank page for this template. And then real quick, I should have had this set up. So I'm going to drop that up there. So right here under designs, you will find all your templates. Page Server usually has candid templates. Those are your everyday pictures or your random pictures from an assembly or a field trip or anything like that. Here you can use left or right page of each one of these. So let's take this one, let's take this one right here. So if you want to use both of these, you don't have to. You can use just the right side or just the left side. So if for any reason you want to use these templates right here, you just click and hold, drag it over to the page and let go. Now it's going to ask you if you want to retain existing content. Well, here on the left page, we don't have any existing content. We have nothing on there. So it doesn't matter which one we click. And now it's going to put that template on there. Then we're going to click and hold the one on the right here. We're going to bring it over here. And again, it's going to ask us if we want to retain existing content. Now here's where clicking yes and no actually matter. Now, if I click yes, the background is going to stay right there. Now, if I drag this over again, and now if I say no, it's going to delete the background in favor of the template. So what's going to do is clear the whole entire page of everything on there in favor of the brand new template. If I bring in, if I click and hold and bring this over and click yes, um, sometimes it may save whatever is on there into some of these drop boxes. And actually, let me show you that. So let me go over to image and let me just put this image over here, come back to design, and there we go. So if I want to retain everything and I click yes, so see it's going to put that image anywhere in the image frame that it fits in. So if you have images on there and you don't want them into the boxes for whatever reason, delete your images first, then drop your text box. Uh, Make sure you click yes if you want to keep your background. Or you could just click no, remove everything, and then start fresh with your background and images and everything else. So. And then, yes, these are 100% customizable. So even after you drop it on there, you're like, we do not want yellow. I can click on the top of this, come over here to the color, and I can select red, or I can come over here, go down, and let's say our colors are like a blue and let's say blue, um, gold, and white. So we can change all the coloring right there. And then this is just a simple text box on each one right here. So we can always change that. And we can always change, those are shape box that we can always change the coloring on all those as well. And if you, for whatever reason, you don't want to use these text boxes or these image frames, you can always remove those and maybe expand this one and just make up, make your own or whatever. Okay. And if you have a question, you can put it in your text box in the chat, and I can help you out here real quick. Oh, we will also open this up for Q&A at the end as well. Okay, so let's say you made a page. You created this page. You really like this page. You want to use this page on more than one page to put more candidates or more images, whatever you want to. Instead of trying to recreate everything, I'm going to show you how to save this page as a template. So we're going to come over here to File, and then we're going to click on Save Template. Now here we have different options. We have both pages where we can save both pages. Let's say you want to save just the right page or just the left page. You can do so. Come up here and give it a name. So we're going to give it a name and we're going to click on Save. Then we're going to come over here to Custom. Back over to Design. We're going to click this little down arrow, back up to Custom. And we're going to go to My Templates. And then here we can see all the templates that we saved. So we can come over here to the next page. Oh, I don't want to do that one yet. Okay, let me show you that real quick. So here we can go to My Templates, Click and hold, drag this over, let go. Do I want to retain? Well, there's nothing in there, so it doesn't matter what I click. And then right here is where the text, the new template is, so we can just keep on working on this new template if we want to. So how do we change it right here? So all we have to do is click on the letter right here. This is just a simple text box right here. So if I want to change the font, I can go up right here. I can change the font of this. I can also change the text size. The color right here is this little square. Usually by default, text is in black, but you can come up here to this little square, click this. By default, text fill is always selected first. Change that. If you want to put a text stroke, you can click on text stroke, and then you can put a little stroke around the letter itself. Yes, so you can adjust the image frame right here. So if you have an image and it will not fit, if it's like a red purple background, this image will not fit in it. So what we would have to do is click on this and then just reduce it, and then bring the image over here. If it's green, it's good to go. The program will not let you make that image any larger than what the size of it is, because it's preventing it from becoming blurry, it becoming pixelated and all that. So here we go. Okay, so next we're going to talk about click and go. Let's see, stay. We're just going to click on everything and get rid of it. So let's go back over here to design, and we're going to talk about click and go. Click and go are little snippets of information or something like that you may want to add, like a little headline right here. So maybe you don't want to create your own headline; you just want to go through, find your own little headline right here. Infograph. So maybe you took this little survey at the school, like a student's favorite lunch or their favorite subject or their favorite whatever, the assembly that they like the most or the field trip they like the most. So you could have a little infograph right here, and then this is all grouped right here. You can tell by the dotted yellow line all the way around it that all these elements are grouped. So to ungroup it so you can edit it, you come over here to arrange, ungroup. Now you will see solid yellow lines all the way around everything that is now, you can now edit. So you can always come in here, edit all the information you need to, adjust this bar down a little bit, put whatever information you need and all that. So you can re-highlight everything, come back to arrange and group it if you want, or if you want this infograph on another page, and then just go back and change some information to the next little tidbit of information. All you have to do, let's see, in fact, I'm going to ungroup it. All right, we're going to go over to File and save as a click and go. We're going to give it a name and then click Save. And then if we go back up to Custom, My Click and Go, we see that the infograph is now right here. And it is also, even in here under My Click and Go, it will still be grouped. So all that information, all that stuff will still be grouped right here. So also under page server, we have things like gallery, sports. So if you have a sports, oh, here, wait a minute. Right here, you can always do your different sports team, their scores, the school they faced, sports pictures and stuff like that. So, and then under here, of course, the advertising, if you want to do your own ads, portraits right here, we have different portrait stuff, uh, portrait templates that you can always bring over. Okay, I can help you with that here after the webinar, so I can actually help you with that. All right, so now let's talk about backgrounds. So something new this year that's been something I've been wanting for a long time, and they finally added it. So there's actually two ways to add backgrounds onto a page. So if you go to art, clip art, and then either by cover or by theme, either or. So whatever, if you, let's say you have a cover and we're going to say our journey right here. All right, so you have backgrounds right here. These are the different choices for backgrounds for this cover. So you can click and hold, drag it over to the page, let go, and it's now in the background. I cannot select that. But if I don't want that color, I come over here and I can just keep dropping different backgrounds right there, and it's in the background. Pixel World, I can drop those in as backgrounds. Uh, Before, what you would have to do, in depending on the, not, I don't think they got them all yet, um, but before you would have to go over to edit, change background. Then here you would have to pick either a left page or a right page. Now, if you want a solid color page, you can also click on background color and pick the color that you want. You can also click on choose image, which we would had to do before. Then come over to clip art, by cover, and then select your cover, select which one you wanted. And if it, here, let's go back to, this is a good example. If you ever see any one of these red boxes, that means none of these can be used as backgrounds. They don't meet the minimum, which is at least an 8.5 by 11, to be used as a background. So if you come over here and you're seeing all of this, all these could be used as backgrounds. Um, Sometimes some of the clip art can't because again, it doesn't meet the 8.5 by 11, but others can. So we can select select the one we want and then push select, and there it is. If we don't want to use it, we can always click on remove. There are other options right here. So even after you put like maybe this one on there or this one, let's say that is just you want to alter it just a little bit more, then we can always come back up here to change background. And then we can maybe crop it a little bit. We could do that. Let's see, we can go to uh, snap edit, and I'll explain snap edit here in a minute because there's a lot of things you can do with snap edit. You can also change the tint. So if you want to uh, make that just a little bit lighter, you can do that as well. And of course, if you want to remove, you just click on remove. And of course, our image library or our clip art is open for everyone. You can use the whole entire library of clip art for anything that you want to do. You're not limited to just your cover, not limited to one or two things. You can use the whole entire thing. Okay, so here, just a second, please. All right, there we go. So let's go ahead and talk about formatting some stuff. So actually going to pull. I'm going to actually pull some clip art here. Okay, there we go. Let's pull some clip art, and I'm going to pull some images. Let's see, some good images here. Let's do this one. Okay, so let's talk about some formatting some stuff right here. So you can actually format some of these clip art and change some of these clip art around a little bit. So one of the things you can do, we're going to click on this one right here. We're going to go to this little format and effects button right here, this little magic wand. We're going to click on that, and we're going to go to a drop shadow. So even this clip art right here, we can actually uh, add a little bit of a drop shadow to it and change things around and all that. So we can add a little bit of, something depth to that clip art so it's not just so flat on the page. Other things we can do is we can click on some of them, we can click on Snap Edit. And then what Snap Edit will let you do is you can change that image into a black and white image. You can change it to sepia. Sepia works better on candid images, like that old Western looking photo or something like that. So you can change it to an old timey photo. Here we have overlay and colorize. Sometimes you can use overlay to change the coloring on these. Sometimes you may have to go to colorize and change the coloring on them. But you can, if you want to change them up just a little bit, so it's not the same uh, default color on all of them. Here we have brightness, contrast, and saturation. So you can change, maybe some of the brightness a little bit, some of the saturation or the contrast, just how saturated it is with that color. And then you can click on save. Now, once you click on save, it's not going to save over what you've done. So if I go back to, um, oh, now if I could just remember where it came out of. Oh, Pixel World. That's where it came out of, Pixel World. So if I go back to Pixel World, you can see I can always pull up the original clip art. So it will never harm that clip art. I can change this clip art all I want, and I will always be able to draw from the original. Um, so some of the clip art, it takes it just fine. Other clip art, not so much. So you're gonna have to play around with it just a little bit. Now here on the image right here, we can click on Snap Edit. And then here we could do like black and white, sepia, so that's where that old-timey look comes in. Here you can adjust like the brightness just a little bit or the contrast if you want. You can alter the image to whatever you need it if you need to and stuff like that. Now next is mask. Now here, this is actually an interesting one right here. So mask lets you, so mask lets you adjust like the brush size right here. We're going to click eraser and right here, transparent. Uh, I was just going to cover that. So we're going to click on transparent right here, and we're going to go over here and we're going to remove some of this right here. And then we're going to click on save. So right here, we now have a picture with a transparent side to it. And then we're going to go back here and we're going to scroll down. And oh, there it is right there. Right here is the original image. So I can use that that snap edit, and I can remove the background. But when I save it, I will never save over the original image. It will always save as another image. So you don't ever have to worry about saving it and going, oh, that doesn't look right or whatever. Now I have to go find that image ever or get that image again. Nope, it just saves it as a copy. And right here, you can actually see if I hover over it, it just says copy. Um, Now I can't click on that, and I can't come back to mask. Let's say I just don't like it at all. Maybe I can't find the original image somewhere or whatever. I come over to mask, and then I can just click on uneraser, and I could just take that mask off of there. Or in the middle of doing all this, I come over here a little bit. I can just go uneraser and unerase. It also has black and white, so I can actually move. I can actually change the back of this. Oh, here we go. I actually changed the back of this to a black and white, and I've done this on a few images. Sometimes it actually has a nice effect because it kind of highlights just the students just a little bit. So when I click on save, I mean now I can zoom in. Oh, I need to show you that. I can zoom in right here at the bottom. I can zoom in just a little bit closer, adjust right here, and then go in and I can make this brush a little bit smaller if I need to get into the little finer areas right here. Um, but as you can see, it does have, if you do it right, play around with it, it does have a little bit of a nicer look to it. Maybe it changes it a little bit, makes the students pop out a little bit more. It's really just what you want to do with it, um, and all that. So let's talk real quick about history. So right here is your history tab. Under history will be everything. Every time you hit save, uh, you'll get a little page right here. So today I saved this page, so this page will appear here. And in fact, let me go back a couple of pages. Let me find something that has a lot of them. There we go. That's a good one. So today, every time I've hit save, it will appear right here. Every time last week I hit save, yesterday, um, you know, and all that. And then here is older version. Older version will always have every time you hit save. This will take me back to all the way when this page was brand new. It There's a lot of saves right there, so it's taking time to. Here, let me choose a different one. It's taking time for that one to show up. But every time I hit save, it will go all the way back to when it's just a blank page. So if for any reason I need to bring that one back, I can always bring that page or that particular whatever back. One nice feature for you advisors is right here is the history tab. You can click on that. This will tell you everything about that page. Every time it was saved, every time it was flowed. So if you come back in and you're seeing the pictures were unflowed, but they were, you know, for a fact they were flowed, you can actually come back here and actually look to see not only not only what was done, when it was done, and who did it. And it will actually let you see, view the PDF of what the page looked like at that very time, or that very moment in time. And one little trick right here, if you are on like page 16, but you want something off of page like 3, or you can actually go to page right here in the drop down menu, go over to page 3, click and hold, drag over, and you can actually drag that onto page 16 right here. So you can take something that's on one page and actually put it on another page right here without having to save it as a template if you don't want to. Some other tips and tricks right here. Let me go right here. Don't save. Oh. So if we have an image right here, and let's say we don't want that image right there. We want that image maybe over here. So instead of just deleting it and then picking this image and then dragging back over, all you have to do is hold Control on your left control on your keyboard, click this image, and then just move it over here and just drop it in there. And now it's dropped into a brand new image frame. Now you will know which ones you can go into because it will be green, and the ones you can't go into because it'll be red. So if you drag an image in and it won't go in there, so instead of just deleting it and then deleting that image frame again, just hold Control, click and hold on this, and just bring it over, and it just brings over that image, and then just remove that image frame. Okay. Uh, so at this time, if you have any questions, um, you can go ahead and take yourself off mute and ask. And that one about the Google, when I'm done recording, I'll answer that one. So if you have any questions, you can put that in chat, or you can take yourself off mute and ask about today's webinar.
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, I would like to use the different I don't know if those are pictures like where you have the word candids. I would like to use the different letters other than dragging it over as text. So are those pictures?
Nope, these are text. So I can change that to different letters right here.
So when I drag it over, I don't want everything else. I just wanted the letters. When I drag it over,
So
I
just the
would bring.
letters right there. So all you have to
Mm-hmm.
do is go over to text, and there's
Okay.
text boxes right here. So what that does is just it just creates a box for your text to be inside of. So then from here, you can always just adjust whatever you want, or double click, and then you will see your little cursor. And then
Mm-hmm.
here you can type whatever letter you want, bring it up to whatever size you want. Oh, I guess I gotta make sure that the actual letter is, there we go. Then you can always change the text size, adjust your box to accommodate. If anytime you see a red X like this, that just means that the box isn't large enough for your text to be visible in. So just to adjust the text box, and then there's your text. This little box right up here allows you to
Okay.
uh, turn that,
Mm-hmm.
and then your color right here, you just shift the color, change the font, whatever you want it to.
Oh,
So you can always do stuff like that.
okay. Thank you.
Hey, no problem. All right, let me go ahead and read this little outro right here. I want to thank you for joining us this afternoon. This demonstration of the functions related to the construction of activity pages may help when it comes time to build your yearbook. Using the templates already in the program and building your own templates should be some time savers and give your books continuity. Feel free to join us next time for the final stages. I highly recommend everyone sign up for it and attend. Uh, so the final pages of the yearbook process. I want to thank you all for joining and of course, have a great day.